I am Brian, and this is a caboose I'm helping to fix. Come join us for the ride! The caboose has been the butt of freight train jokes for over a century. They were the home away from home for the train's conductor and brakemen, who would stand watch from behind for hot axle bearings, overhanging loads, hobos, and the occasional mid-train separation. Nearly all freight trains in the age of steam carried cabooses on their rear end, when it took 5 persons to operate safely. Today's freight trains can be operated with as little as 2, and are punctuated with a so-called flashing rear end device, an electronic device that works with trackside detectors to relay train information to the crew and dispatcher. If you know where to look, there are still some cabooses working in freight yards, but many of them have been sidelined or repurposed as stationary offices, wilderness cabins, houses, movie props, and display pieces. Caboose number 1155 was built circa 1974 by the International Car Company, and is one of the most modern versions ever built. It wound up here at the Tennessee Central Railway Museum in 1993, and was repurposed as a rolling exhibit for Operation Lifesaver, a nationwide campaign that promotes public safety around railroads. Although we've had the car for as long as I've been alive, it was used occasionally on our excursions until around 2000 and has sat in storage since. Structurally, 1155 holds up with its mostly original interior. Original seats with minimal reupholstering, original refrigerator and icebox, original stove, original toilet, which we won't use, and its still functioning belt-driven generator. I had approached the museum about moving the car to this spot with the intent of washing the dirt off and displaying the car as it was for museum visitors to walk through. Before long, some of us members took quite the interest in this car, to the point of turning this static display piece into an operating one. With more members pitching in, we determined that the wheels, brake piping, and couplers were still roadworthy. All we had to do was replace the battery and the brake valves.
Put it into emergency.
Okay. Yep. With these faults rectified, we would be cleared for movement from the yard to the main line. Isn't bad up here, is it?
Oh, this is nice. I can get used to this.
While the thought of something going wrong did cross our minds, nothing out of the ordinary occurred, which undoubtedly was for the better. Ahead of us were over 200 passengers riding in lightweight stainless steel comfort, and us 2 enthusiasts hanging onto something on the back. Our test run took us 45 miles eastward to Watertown, where the locomotives were coupled to the other end of the train for the return trip. While the crew broke for lunch, the passengers partook in the inaugural Watertown Wine Festival, a venue that brought together local wineries and vineyards for a lovely day in the sun, for wine tasting and a few other activities besides. If you are age 21 or above and have an appreciation for finer alcohol, this is the train for you. 3 hours of laying over was just the right length of time for us, because we were itching to highball back to Nashville. That's not alcohol related, that's a real railroad term. Well, that went very smoothly. Our car's electrical system and brake valves worked flawlessly, and the car rolled as smoothly as a normal freight car. Felt good to be traveling in unconventional rolling stock. But the whole point of this video was to show you the journey we took to get here. See, we're just normal people like you, who happen to like trains as a hobby. Sure, we had some help from real railroad men who lent us their expertise and pulled just a few strings to make this happen, but it's 24-year-old B and 18-year-old Steven who made the Cabooses revival possible. As someone who's been volunteering my time for 6 years, I'm very grateful to be a part of this effort. If you live near a railroad museum, you can do this too. If you feel an emotional connection for history, science, technology, and culture, members can teach you how to archive, forge, operate, and present their collection in the best light possible. There are over 250 such organizations throughout the country, and even more across the world. All of them could use people like you. We're only one of many. To come see the Caboose in person, visit us here at the Tennessee Central Railway Museum in Nashville, Tennessee.